Hello everyone. I will be getting started in just a few minutes, so I appreciate your patience. If someone could please let me know that the chat is working, that would be fantastic. Thank you, Sasa. I will be starting in 1 minute. All right, we are live after a 1 week break since I was visiting family and unable to do a live stream. We are back with the weekly crypto strategy live stream. So, the agenda for the next hour is that I'm going to be reviewing the material that I sent out earlier today in the strategy notes email. And so that includes the Bitcoin price action, some discussion of volatility and futures, and today we'll also take a look at some of the altcoins since we are seeing a bit of a decoupling finally. And if you have not watched us before, welcome to the channel. My name is Charlie from Altcoin Mentors, where we help traders achieve their goals of financial freedom. Whether it means finally becoming a homeowner or being able to take care of your kids' education, we know that everyone has different goals, and we really don't resonate with the talk of reaching the moon, buying a Lambo, or frankly, childish things like those. We're trying to achieve our real goals in life. So, without further ado, let me switch over to the screen share. So, if you are not on our email list yet and getting these delivered every Sunday morning, you will be directed to altcoinmentors.com/strategy, and you can sign up there. Click on the big button and enter your information, and last week's will be sent to you auto-magically. And it looks a little bit something like this, lots of charts. So the second thing is that if you are not in our Telegram channel, it is a great place to be. This is how you keep up with us intra week, and sometimes even intraday. We post usually a few things every single day: charts, videos, trading wisdom, etc. You can join over 400 people in that channel. And lastly, oh yeah, I forgot what I was going to say very briefly. If you would be so kind as to hit that subscribe button and the like button on this video, that would help tremendously. Alright, so let's get into it. Last week, we had broken above the resistance level of 6,900 and started to slowly consolidate and then so I'd called for a small but steady grind up to finish a major third wave. Well, not major, micro actually, but that's a technical term. And it seems like we've done that. We've had a very nice up move from that $5,700 bottom, and now it seems like we are just going to continue going up until we hit some resistance. And that the biggest resistance levels to watch right now is going to be those previous highs right here and right here. And so this one was at 9,800, and then you have another one at 11,500. And you can see I have the lines and I have the box, so this is where I would expect us to be headed. And then once we get there, that is when things start to become really interesting. You see on the chart I have two possible paths. We have the green, which is very bullish, and then we have the pink, which is eventually bullish, but we take a pit stop at 4,800 first. And I didn't mention it, but I am bullish on Bitcoin until 3,000 is broken. If 3,000 is broken, then I don't think that we see the target of 70,000 hit. But until then, I think that is the eventual goal. 70,000. It'll be a wild world if that happens. So, and people keep asking me about timeline. I don't have a real edge on timing, sorry guys. But I would expect it to happen by the end of next year. So, yeah, I'll be surprised if we haven't hit that number by then. Is there anything more to say on the daily chart? Oh yeah, my preference. So for reasons that will become clear in the later part when we start to look at altcoins, I am going to be slightly favoring the scenario in which we hit $4,800. And for one, 4,800 is a key level that has not been taken out yet, and I won't spoil the altcoin section. All right, on to the 6-hour chart. In the past week, so you saw that we consolidated here for a little bit and then got the leg up that I called for, even a little bit higher than I thought, which is great. And now we are seeing more consolidation, and then I would expect yet another leg up into that region that I had highlighted before. So let me redraw that on this chart as well. That's really the ideal region, 9,800 to 11,500. And the only thing of possible concern is that this current pattern, as I have marked it in pink, doesn't quite have a high probability of hitting into that zone. So either it has an extended fifth, which is very possible, or I'm off by a degree, and that's why I have this blue count. So let me just fully label that. So it'd be something like this. Oh, oops. I already messed this up. Let me delete that. It would be this. Boom, 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 boom. And then so this would approximately lead up to like this region here, and that larger degree would be here. You'd get some more consolidation and then a leg up into that resistance. At this point, yeah, I think both are probable, and both call for the same action, which is to be long. And I actually just got stopped out of my leveraged trade, but that's because it had a very, very tight stop. But don't confuse that for me not being bullish. I have no hedges on any of my long-term positions, so a 6-hour chart, it just looks good to continue. And that'll be my thesis until 7,000 breaks. And if we go over to the 90-minute chart, we had a setup for an immediately bullish count, but looks like that was just invalidated. So I will take that off. So we have gone further into this zone for a second wave, and it looks like we will possibly be seeing that. There are two potentials on the shorter term chart, which is the one in yellow and the one in pink. In the pink, we see, well, both of them actually have limited downside here, which is why it makes for some good swing trading. But then one of them goes straight through to a new high, and the other one reverses before then or slightly after then, and then continues down into the like 7,300, 7,700 region. So between these two lines. And again, 7,000 is what needs to hold. In terms of practical trading, I have more buys down into these levels between 8,000 and 7,900 with a stop below 7,800, 7,780-ish. And then we'll take it from there. But my expectation is that we don't make a new low until after we get a wave up. And it'll depend on what we see then. Do I have anything else to say on this chart? No. Just to recap, Bitcoin looking good for more upside. Until 7,000 breaks, I would fully expect to see at least above 9,000. Ideally, head into the resistance in 9,800 to 11,500. And then if 11,500 breaks, well, I don't think it will, but if it does, that's when the party really gets started, because the odds of that more bullish green count start to occur. So that would be fun. And just for kicks, since it is the live stream and we can do this instead of in the email, on the 30-minute time frame, yeah, we just had a larger drop after an ABC, so that's an interesting proportion, but I guess it works. Some more complex wave. Either way, same Fibonacci's apply, so I would not be worried yet at all. Actually, should raise that slightly. Yeah. Any questions on Bitcoin? It's kind of annoying how the chat box, the YouTube chat box, doesn't tell me how many people are watching. That would be useful to know. This is one of the first times I did not post it on Periscope as well. So I'm just trying to figure out what the best way to do this is. No questions on Bitcoin? Give it a second. Oh, and in the actual strategy notes, I had drawn out the potential scenarios, so I guess I'll do that here too. Get the trusty paintbrush. I favorite that, actually. I use it a lot. One scenario is this. Boom, boom. Other scenario is that we just go up. Wow, no questions. Cool. All right. Let's save that and open the volatility chart. Actually, before that, let me open this. Volatility once again making some new low, or not new lows, but heading down. Yeah, it headed down. Wow, it did make a new low actually. Crazy. And then yeah, we just saw a recent spike up. Yeah, would expect this volatility to continue until, yeah, expect it to continue at least and break above that halfway Bollinger Band. Let's check on futures. Yeah, futures are in contango. Barely. By 7.7%. So just for reference, in was it April? Yeah, April when we ran up to 10,000, that was around 500 or 5%. So 1/5 of that. Yeah, people are pretty bullish. That's about what I would expect. And then premiums, Ethereum 2%, Ripple 3%. Wow, nothing in Cardano, TRX. Yeah, around 3% for EOS, 3% Bitcoin Cash, 2% Litecoin. Yeah, people are bullish into the future. Which is interesting that there's a premium on alts because they have just been melting against the Bitcoin value. So if we take a look at this, this is the well, first of all, Jesus, I need to change the colors. Oh, I can't change them as a whole, really? That's highly unfortunate, actually. Dang. Alright, well, anyway, let's look at these alts. Alts to Bitcoin value have just been melting. So, Ethereum to Bitcoin, I mean, just look at that. So, I had a short on Ethereum to Bitcoin starting here. So I gotten this into the expanded range candle on 3, and it spiked down, hit support, bounced up a little bit, so I took my profit there, thinking that we would actually start a trend back up. But clearly that did not happen, so that was unexpected. I was certainly not long, but it was just interesting. See, and then we got a 9 here, and we still didn't bounce up. Amazing. And now we're heading into support at around 50 to 0.05 Bitcoin, around 0.052. Ripple coming into long-term support. Dang. It's a spike down. Firing on lots of 13s, but I am still going to be waiting for more confirmation of upside. Like these just been going down. It's amazing. Yeah, look at that. ADA coming into long-term support as well. Still no confirmation of upside. Litecoin getting crushed, also coming into support. Tron slight bounce up, but still trend is negative. Bcash very negative as well, not quite as bad as Litecoin. And EOS also down, coming into support. So a lot of these are coming into their long-term support. So if they don't hold here, a lot of them have, yeah, long way down to go. And these are the alt to Bitcoin charts, which is very interesting because normally in a bullish market cycle, you get alt to Bitcoin pairs holding their value, like being approximately choppy. But here we have the USDs being choppy and the BTCs just tanking. So if we look at the Ethereum, yeah, like look at this. This is just pretty much flat against US dollars, but just gone versus Bitcoin. And this is the reason why I am not sure about uh, about that green count in the long-term Bitcoin chart. Because of all the correlations, we would expect to see bullish setups in things that it's correlated with, right? But we're not seeing that at all. We just see it in like 0x, BitShares, Chainlink. Those are the only ones really that look really bullish. And even those are fighting their setups. So it's a very interesting market right now. Like I said, a lot of the Bitcoin pairs are coming into long-term support. So I would expect to see some sort of bounce up, but I'm not going to be betting on it at this time. I need to see more. And like I said, yeah, it's because of the correlations, I would expect it makes more sense if the pink scenario in Bitcoin plays out, where we see a trip down to 4,800 first. That's what I'll say. Anything else on the 12-hour? Nope, just continuing to consolidate. So I think that's all I have in terms of content. Anyone have any questions? Wow, that's messy. Loom will do. Loom Bitcoin or Loom USD? Kind of a moot point. I only have a chart against US dollars, so. Yeah, so I had called out on Twitter before that I was buying Loom at 20 cents. And setup still holds, you know? I mean, it's not, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look amazing either. So if we have so it hit that 61.8% retrace that we really like to see. And so there was the potential that this was a wave 1 up, but then it broke below that, so invalid. Just another, just a B wave in the 2, and that I really don't want it to make another low here. If this is bullish, it would continue up past the 1.0 extension. Oh, I guess that's a lot to ask for. That's at 42 cents. So if it's bullish, it would continue up towards at least 60 cents. But if it's not, in the next wave up on Bitcoin, I would expect this to get into the area around 33 cents. So I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm holding it. And so I'll be selling a lot, probably in the area between 34 cents and 42 cents. And I'll also be selling, if we may, be selling probably maybe half, probably a third below 17 cents, another third below 15 cents, and another third below 12 cents. Because yeah, it can really dive if it gets there. Other questions? Interesting. I would expect with the market being this bullish, we would have seen some more people in this live stream. You know what? It's possible because I'm doing this at a different time than normal, so that's very possible. So if any of you are watching the replay and had come here at 7 o'clock, I'm sorry. My plane was delayed by 2.5 hours. So, you know, I thought I gave it enough time, but I did not, unfortunately. Do I trade on one broker? Is one broker that thing where you can... Yeah, this is where you deposit Bitcoin and can trade against stocks. I do not. Mainly because I don't have a good reason, actually. Yeah, I just don't. Oh, there's copy trade. That is the main feature. Okay, I forgot about that. So the reason I thought that originally this was just like, I mean, yeah, you trade the markets, whatever, and it's denominated in Bitcoin, which is interesting. But the problem is that there's not much liquidity. So, like hard to get orders in and out. I mean, how much liquidity can there really be for some of these things? You know? The only thing that I would probably trade in this, I mean, I would probably trade NQ. Where's that? NASDAQ. Probably trade SPX. Did I have Russell? Doesn't look like it. In terms of individual stocks, I probably wouldn't trade them. Gold. I might short gold. But they would probably rebound after I did it. I have really bad luck trading gold. And then Forex is something I was kind of looking to get into for a little bit. But ultimately decided that I'll just stick with Bitcoin. So it is interesting with copy trading, though. It's an interesting feature. But yeah, I would do it if there was more liquidity. That's why I just like BitMEX. I mean, there's so much a ridiculous amount of liquidity on BitMEX. I mean, they had their first million Bitcoin day. Like, that's just ridiculous. Million Bitcoin liquidity one day. Of course. Any other questions? Sometimes I get questions on Twitter. Let me check. I'll have to update the trade since that got stopped out. Ah, didn't want to do that. Why is my internet so slow? Any updates with Republic Protocol? They've been putting up some good development updates. I haven't seen anything so far that makes me doubt their progress. In terms of price, let's see. I haven't checked in a long time. I just have some in my long-term portfolio. Don't really check it. 3.8. Yeah, like it looks like all the other alts. Pretty much not great. I sold a lot at 8 cents. Was it 8 cents? Might have been 12 cents. Something. It wasn't 12 cents. It was 8 cents. I sold at 8 cents and then it went up 12 cents and I was kicking myself. But then it went down again, so I kind of felt a little bit better after that. But hasn't made a new low yet, so that's something. But I would expect it to. It's not in any new exchanges. What? Bitforex? There's no way they have this much volume. There's definitely some wash trading going on there. Well, that's cool that they have related cryptocurrencies now. Wonder how they do that. Maybe tracking cookies? I don't like that. Twitter? Nothing? See any notifications? stopped out at 81.80. What else can I say about this? Fan of Chainlink? I am a fan of Chainlink. The only problem with Chainlink is that the development team is like 2 people and they don't put out many updates. They don't talk to people that much. So yeah. But I mean, obviously, like, if you would have relied on the development team a lot and that was your objection to not buying Bitcoin, that wouldn't have worked out that well. But then again, BizDev is important for smart contract platforms and oracles, so. But yeah, I guess I'll look at the Chainlink chart. I mean, I have a lot of time. I just got done traveling for 10 hours, though, so I might go to bed soon. One broker. Julian, I will consider it. Alright, no questions there. So I got stopped out. I was going to say something on it. Stopped out at 81.80 for, what is that, 22 divided by 8,200 for 0.03% for minus 0.27% loss. Still have more limit buys in the shaded box above. Stop loss under swing low. Alright, let's look at Chainlink. I guess I'll look at it on the TDMA chart too. Yeah, so like I said, it looks good so far. Has to continue up. I regret greatly not buying more here. Let me show you something for a second. Let's pull up that Loom chart again. Okay, even better. Let me put them side by side. This is a feature of TradingView that I've not utilized to its full advantage. So this is Loom on the right, and Chainlink on the left. So this is why I am buying Loom. Let me see if I can try and put those approximately the same. I think you guys get the point. It looks really similar. So you had a spike up and then a higher high made. You held a higher low and then consolidated. And then shot up. Same thing. Even though you had this, yeah, another higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then consolidation, and then up. So yeah, that's why I'm buying Loom, because it looks exactly the same as Chainlink before it went up. But anyway, so does anybody know how to choose which one closes? Because, like, watch this. I'm gonna close this and it's gonna show me the Loom chart. I know it. Oh wow, it didn't do it. See, it's random. I don't understand how to not do that. So it went up, and if it is bullish, it will continue up to this box right here. Boom. So that is 39 to 44 cents. and I really regret not buying it. Frankly, like, I don't know why I didn't. I have this like short list on TradingView where I went through like a bunch of charts and noted the ones that had potential to be bullish, and somehow just missed Chainlink. I don't know why I missed it, but it could definitely cost me some money. And yeah, levels to not break is here at 26 cents. 26 cents is broken. That's not good. Let me put an alert on it. Link, yeah, good enough. Put an alert there too. Do I usually chart alt in USD? Yes. And that's because I know it's cool to say that you chart everything against Bitcoin and you only care about accumulating more Bitcoin, but I like dollars, so what can I say? The only exceptions are on BitMEX. Since those don't have USD pairs, so because I can trade with leverage, I'll use the yeah, BitMEX pair or the BTC pairs. Rec chart, yikes. Yeah, it doesn't look good. This is one that just died. And I regret to say this, but I do have a tiny amount of it in my long-term portfolio, because I am kind of the mentality that you just keep like don't sell everything because you never know. But I'm really starting to regret that. It's just kind of wasted capital. So thankfully it still hasn't headed down to new all-time lows, so it's not that bad. I mean, if you look at like Chain, I mean, that just got crushed. Zill. I haven't looked at Zilliq in a while. Let's see. But yeah, Request Network, I mean, structure looks full. It has a spike up, so it really does challenge the further downside, but it needs to prove itself. It had deep retrace here, so that's not ideal. And it just doesn't look good up. So, I mean, yeah, trend needs to turn up. Zilliqa. Wow, dang. If any of you are pattern traders, it's a big ass Head and Shoulders. This, yeah, it doesn't look too great. It's really hard to. Okay, so let me just walk you through what I'm looking at. So the first thing that sticks out to me is that there's a potential triangle. It doesn't matter what color I'm making it. And it looks fairly symmetrical. So I would expect this to break down. And it has enough waves, right? So could break down imminently. But given the rest of the market, wouldn't necessarily think that that would happen. What's also possible is that it's a B wave triangle. So A, and then you get A, B, C, D. So you get this, and then you head up to around like 10, 12 cents. But it is an ABC, so it does eventually head down as well. Now, if we look at the non-triangle options, the only bullish one is a leading diagonal. And for this to happen, I would need to see a new high made imminently. And then this would be an ABC and here. And this would have to break up immediately and make a new high for this to be bullish. So that's the, and keep in mind, leading diagonals are pretty rare generally. In crypto, they're a little bit more common. Bitcoin in particular likes them a lot. But yeah, this doesn't look great. It looked fairly impulsive on the way up, so it doesn't look bad long term, but short term is kind of risky. If I had this, I would be selling below this low here. I would have a stop loss at like 6.2 cents for about half of it. Honestly, maybe all of it. What would the stop loss be in sats? I don't know. I don't know if this is a triangle in the BTC. Let's take a look. What the? Oh, this is Bitfinex. Okay. Let's see what it looks like against Bitcoin. Ah, new low against Bitcoin. There we go. Yeah, this is much harder to decide. Yeah, this is why I chart things in US dollars, because it looks nicer. Yeah, sorry, if you're trading against Bitcoin, like, I can't say much here. Like, it didn't make many, it didn't really establish support on the way up. It's definitely past the 61.8% extension, and the 236 generally doesn't act that strongly. So it's really far from support on the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, this is why I chart against US dollars. It just looks nicer. Much easier to tell what's going on. Fun fact is that I bought here. It went up. I was pretty excited. Thought I was going to break out. And then it went past the 236, and I accidentally had my stop loss too high. And then it went up, and I didn't get back in. I guess it's not fun. Sad fact, maybe. I will stop playing with this. I'm sorry to anyone who has sensitive ears. Alright. Any other questions? Guess I'll start the recap and then answer any questions at the end. I would expect Bitcoin to continue upwards. I'll stop playing with this too. In the short term, for short-term leverage trading, stop loss below 77.80. Medium term, stop loss below 7,000. Long term, stop loss below 3,000. But ideally, you would have gotten out way before then. Key levels of resistance are at 9,800 and 11,500. I do not expect those to be fully broken. And my primary expectation is that we do hit that $4,800 level eventually. If you want all of this delivered to your inbox during Sunday morning, you can head right over to altcoinmentors.com/strategy, and you will be greeted by a brand spanking new landing page, which is loading very slowly right now. But you get the point. Yeah, get access now, enter your stuff, and bang bang, be sent to you immediately. If you want to follow us intra-week, you can join us in Telegram, altcoinmentors.com/telegram, and get our charts, recent important tweets, I should say. I tweet a lot. Videos, charts, updates, everything. And finally, webcam only. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Please subscribe, and please hit that like button below if you like this video. It helps us tremendously. Likes contribute to rankings. Rankings help our channel. Let's get any other questions. You recommend the learning community? So here's what I'll say. I am mainly in the learning community to support Farnham Street. Like, I don't particularly take advantage of the discuss a lot. It's not like insanely active, but there are a lot of smart people in it. So it's occasionally useful. You can like not solicit, but if someone's sounds like they're interested, you just kind of ask them questions. It's kind of cool. But I'm mainly in it to get Shane's emails and to just give him some money because I love his site. I think it's in the top 5 blogs on the internet, really. I mean, what is there? So there's a Farnham Street, Stratechery, Seth Godin's blog. I guess this is in the top 3 because I can't think of any others. How long did it take to become a profitable trader consistently? So I will say I'm still not as consistent as I would like. But I do think that's a lot to do with how I'm swing trading and not scalping. If you're a scalper, you can get a lot more consistent profits than if you're swing trading. So I would say that I do strive to be more consistent right now. But in terms of how long it took me, about 6 months. And from what I hear, that is abnormal. Other good blogs: Slate Star Codex, Marginal Revolution, and Slate Star Codex I've not heard of. But Marginal Revolution, yeah, I do like. And Less Wrong. The problem with Less Wrong is that they send out so many articles, so it was kind of spamming my RSS feed. So I did end up having to unsubscribe. Slate Star Codec, this looks right up my alley. Thank you. JW. Anything on Twitter? What is your intuition saying? What are you seeing? alt to BTC pairs. Many alt to Bitcoin pairs reaching long-term supports. Some with reaching long-term supports with decreased selling pressure, rounded bottoms. Some with technical divergence. All right, I think that's everything. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, JW, for that suggestion. Thank you, Julian, Fong, Sasa, for all the questions. Again, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.